Resolution.
Resolution from His Honor the Mayor. Whereas on the morning of Saturday, July 31st, 2010, Engine Company 56, under the direction of Lieutenant Daniel McDonough of the Chicago Fire Department, 2nd District, responded to a fire in the 1300 block of West Wilson Avenue. And whereas Engine Company 56 arrived on the scene and discovered a 5-story apartment building ablaze, with fire consuming the 2nd floor of the building. Plumes of black smoke billowed out of the 2nd floor windows, creating toxic fumes which swept upwards towards the tenants trapped on the upper floors. And whereas Battalion Chief Thomas McCormick ordered an interior attack of the fire but knew that additional assistance would be necessary, he then ordered that an extra alarm be struck because of the early morning hour and the expected large number of residents being awakened by the fire. Additional units of the Chicago Fire Department arrived on the scene. And whereas meanwhile, Lieutenant McDonough plunged into the building and struggled through the fire and smoke towards the 3rd floor where residents were reported to be trapped. Putting aside his own safety, Lieutenant McDonough dashed up the stairs past the fire-ravaged 2nd floor, and upon arriving on the 3rd floor, encountered a panic-dazed woman who was poised to tumble out of a window. And whereas as the black smoke in the building intensified, Lieutenant McDonough picked up the now half-conscious victim and quickly but cautiously moved towards the only avenue of escape, the rear of the building. Noticing a stairwell, he carried the victim down the steps past the fire and smoke and outside to safety. And whereas once outside the building, Lieutenant McDonough sought assistance from the medical crew of Ambulance 31, who provided much-needed medical care for the victim before she was transported to a hospital emergency room. And whereas the quick thinking and brave actions of Lieutenant McDonough resulted in the successful rescue of a Chicago resident, the courage and determination shown by Lieutenant McDonough are in keeping with the finest traditions of the Chicago Fire Department. Now, therefore, be it resolved that we, the Mayor and members of the City Council of the City of Chicago, assembled this 6th day of October 2010, do hereby honor Lieutenant Daniel McDonough of the Chicago Fire Department for his valiant rescue of a victim on the verge of succumbing to a fire. And be it further resolved that a suitable copy of this resolution be presented to Lieutenant Daniel McDonough and placed on permanent record in his personnel file as a token of our appreciation and esteem.
Chair recognizes Alderman Burke. Mr. President, I move the temporary suspension of the rules for the immediate consideration of this resolution.
Hearing no objection, so ordered.
Your Honor, and ladies and gentlemen of the Council, it was Benjamin Franklin who wrote, "To the generous mind, the heaviest debt is that of gratitude, when it is not in our power to repay it." Franklin was, of course, the great soul of America's birth. It was his practical reason and intellect gave him such a deep insight into the condition of being an American. That was something new. He understood what being American was, what it was all about, being courageous, reckless, strong-willed, and committed to the citizens of this new nation. For Franklin, being American was itself a patriotic act. This morning, Ben Franklin would be delighted in the actions of Chicago Fire Department Lieutenant Daniel McDonough. They bring to life Franklin's concept of America's very best citizens. He would salute the lieutenant's brash courage and unstoppable willingness to put himself in harm's way for another. He would relish Lieutenant McDonough's generous capacity for devotion to duty, his valor, and his honor. Amid the most horrific of conditions, raging flames and blinding smoke, Lieutenant McDonough displayed the highest form of courage, the kind that Chicago firefighters have practiced since the very beginning of the fire service here in Chicago over a century and a half ago. True bravery. It was a French philosopher who said that true bravery is shown by performing without witness what one might be capable of doing before all the world. Lieutenant McDonough, the Mayor and the members of the City Council are so proud to honor you this morning in this historic chamber. Your actions make all of us feel much more safe. What you have done arises in the most sacred recesses of the human heart, the willingness to place the safety of others before your own. You bring unique honor to the Department of Fire. What you did cannot be learned from a manual or from training. Instead, you demonstrate a more noble capacity to simply do the right thing. You enrich all of Chicago by your willingness to stand so tall. This morning, you take your place in that long line of Chicago Fire Department heroes whose watchfulness and strength defy the serious dangers they confront each and every day. Thank you for your willingness to be so generous. You make all of your fellow citizens proud. May God keep you safe in all that it is ahead for you. May God continue to watch over the brave women and men of the finest fire department in the nation. Congratulations and Godspeed.
Thank you, Mr. President. I too rise to support this resolution to commend Lieutenant McDonough on doing an outstanding job on saving another life here in the city of Chicago. He has demonstrated again that we have the finest fire department in the country. Day in and day out, they go into the burning buildings to save lives without even thinking about their own. So knowing that we have people like you in the department really goes a long way with all the residents. Thank you so much, and God bless you.
Ben O'Connor. President, members of the Council, I rise to support this resolution. I have the good fortune of knowing the McDonough family for a long time. We grew up together on the 5600 block of Artesian. And Danny is a remarkable fellow. He stays in great shape all the time. If he's not working on the job, he's working out. I mean, he's an incredible fellow. And his sister Angela, who my nieces and nephews call Aunt Angela, they're a great family. And it's not a surprise to see Danny here. And I'm just proud to know him and his family and congratulate them on this great feat.
Majority. Thank you, Mr. President. I, too, also rise to support this resolution. I believe Mr. McDonough is a resident of 41st Ward, but also my mother's maiden name was McDonough, and he doesn't resemble the Doherty side of the family, which are more tall, lanky, and have dark curly hair. The McDonough side is a lot bigger and have fairer hair on that. But I want to congratulate you on your sacrifice and your bravery in the tradition of Chicago firefighters. Happy to have you down here, and congratulations.
On behalf of the people of the city of Chicago, I'd like to have Lieutenant Daniel McDonough please stand up. His wife Laura is with us, his son Matthew, his daughter Chloe, his mother Mary Ann, his sister Angela is with us. What a wonderful family. You represent the great Chicago Fire Department with your profession, your leadership, your qualities of, again, saving another life. I bet you've done that in your career. Continue to be. You're a great citizen. But most important, you have a wonderful family. You believe in the fire department, of serving the people. You continue to do that. You represent the fire department very well. And again, someone's doing an extraordinary deed that would not go recognized. We're recognizing to you. And just thank the entire fire department for their dedication to the people of the city of Chicago. God bless you and thank you.